podcast. I'm here. I'm Dr. Anthony Britton. We're here at Britton Chiropractic. I'm Professor Laron, the Icon Wilson, and Professor Brandon Bender.
It's a professor in like a different kind of
A
way.
different professor. Yeah. He's about to profess some hot lyrics for you guys.
Spit that hot fire, man.
This is the worst thing I've ever done. I'm gonna pass it off to my friend, LeBron.
That was 2 bars of freestyle hotness.
So I'm like too,
Alright, we're gonna do better for you. in the
too
future.
light-skinned to be in this room freestyling with you guys. It makes me feel nervous.
I don't know. We're pretty close
There are
there.
like two other Italian people here. I might feel more.
Two other
comfortable.
Italian people.
So, a couple things going on in the MMA world. We've got all kinds of madness on different levels. Interesting thing that took place last week that if you were checking it out live on Facebook, you might have seen my man Brandon Bender here getting busy down at the UFC gym in Torrance. And there was like a big jiu-jitsu thing there. Can you tell us some details? I personally wasn't able to go because I was here healing people at Britton Chiropractic. You can go down there. Tell us how it went down.
Yeah, we're trying to bend people the wrong way. He's trying to bend them the right way. But you know, it's good stuff because we got to showcase some of what UFC gym BJJ is all about. We got to compete against other schools, so bringing not back the legitimacy, but bringing legitimacy to the public that we already have. Because some people they think, UFC gym, maybe we don't want to go there. Not a legit gym. They're like, no, we got some pretty badass coaches if you come check it out.
And so, so a lot of the coaches then were involved in the matches. So
Yes.
it was basically, was it entirely UFC gym coaches versus coaches from other gyms?
Yeah, UFC gym coaches versus other gyms, and UFC gym students versus other UFC gym students from around the U.S. People flew down for this event. It's pretty cool. I got $500 cash. I got a UFC belt. Dana, I'm waiting to win the real one.
There you go.
Just take the Bellator belt instead.
Take the Bellator belt first, and then I'm sure the UFC gym, the UFC real belt will follow soon afterwards.
Yeah.
Who did you get to compete against? I don't know if you're gonna put anybody on blast, but who was your opponent? I mean, anybody who knows you already probably knows.
It doesn't matter. Let's not talk about opponent or anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
The real opponent
Is yourself.
Thank
You see, you already know. That's a shameless plug for Accept the Challenge. Thoughts and motivation, life lessons on martial arts by Dr. Anthony Britton.
All right. Well.
Some good proverbs right there. Shameless plug for you.
Okay, and then now the previous weekend. Or was this the previous weekend or the same weekend? No, previous weekend.
Yes.
You were in action using your strategy and motivational.
Prowess? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we took Edgar up to Fresno to fight the #1 heavyweight in California on a short, like 2-3 week notice. And Edgar almost pulled the fight off. He lost in the last 9 seconds, just got trapped in the bottom. Ref stopped the fight, but he was winning all rounds up to that point. I was charging the #1 heavyweight.
All right.
The guy goes on, I mean, after this was his last amateur fight, he's going to Bellator. So,
Edgar's pretty bad.
Edgar's pretty bad, you
Yeah.
know. Only been training MMA since January,
Yeah.
you know.
So bright future then.
Yeah,
So
very bright future. He's gonna drop down a weight class or 2. I mean, he's only like 5'9". You know, the guy's fighting's bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? So
that guy has some arms.
You see what he look like? Who do he look like? What's that big buff? I want to say, what's that guy? What's the guy he look like?
like Carlos.
No, in the UFC. Dude, eats horse meat.
Overeem.
Yes.
Overeem.
He looks like a
Okay,
giant
picture
size
of him.
Overeem, man.
Yeah,
That's
that
a big dude.
I was nervous when I saw that. When I saw the photo, I was like, okay then, alrighty.
He was out striking him, out angling. He was winning the points battle.
Yeah, people call me, is that Overeem he's fighting?
Yeah.
It was a good fight. It was good for him. Win or lose, it was good for him. You know?
You're not going to win them all.
Yeah, you're definitely not. But
You should win most, though.
If you lose to the number one guy.
Yeah.
You know. So.
All right. So that was what's going on the local scene. Other than that, we got some local fighters. We got people getting ready for stuff. I know I've been sparring with guys. Yeah, getting some of those guys ready. You've been getting those guys ready. We'll keep you guys posted about that.
Yes.
I don't know if you heard this, but there's an Irish fellow who recently had a bit of trouble with his employer, the Ultimate Fighting Championship. You guys have any thoughts on what the heck is going on with UFC 200 and McGregor and what he wanted and what they ended up doing instead?
I don't know. I got disinterested in that about 2 days of it, and I was like, okay, I don't even care.
I had all my students talking about McGregor for the longest time, and then after he lost to Diaz, I don't let them talk about him anymore. It's over. Once you lose, it's done. You build that hype train so high. Once it stops, it's. Don't you lose? You build yourself that high. There's no going back.
But that's why, don't you see, that's even he though. He is in agreement. Because his position is, you know what? We've got too much with the hype, too much with the interviews and press obligations, not enough focus on the fight. He wanted to focus on the fight, and the UFC said no. And he said, but I just got beat by this guy by following this formula, and you want me to follow this formula again? I'm probably going to get beat again. I would like to do a different formula and do less press. And they said, no. You can't do it.
You should probably just go down a weight class. That'd be the best formula for him.
Yeah, if they're fighting 155, that'd be a better option for him. I honestly think.
But do you think that the reason he wants to do it at 170 is because he wants to keep everything the same and just say, listen, if I had prepared a little bit differently, I could have done it at 170.
It's that foolish pride, though. You know.
At the end of the day, Dana White's the boss.
Yeah.
You can't go. I mean, you could go against the boss, but it's probably not the brightest thing, especially in his position.
So you think he just overplayed his hand, like, oh, you know, I've got the power, I can do what I want, I've slaved the game, and they're like, no, we can end your game.
We can end your game real quick. Yeah, he's not in a power position, even with his. People might think he is, but he's not. He's not.
Yeah, I mean.
People can't come and go.
If Dana lets him get away with that, then everybody would try to get away with it. You know, every champ would try to get away with it. I mean, and that what Cain Velasquez said the other day on the radio. He was like, you know, I don't have those skills that Conor has. I can see where he might get a little leeway, but, you know, if you give him, like, all he wants, then everybody's going to try to jump on that train. But he said, I understand where Conor's coming from.
That's a weird thing coming from Cain Velasquez, because Cain Velasquez is really not very vocal at all. He doesn't do extracurricular stuff anywhere near there, and yet, like, you know, he's the classic, I'm just going to let my fighting do my talking type guy, and he's allowed to be like that, so why isn't McGregor allowed to one time just be like, hey, maybe you send a camera crew up to Iceland, which is going to look awesome anyways, and we just do something a little bit different? No?
No.
No. I understand the power dynamic precedent that they're trying to set, but then by them saying, oh, McGregor, you got to be at this press conference. Well, John Jones and Cormier weren't at that press conference, and now they're the headliner of the show. And they weren't at the press conference on Friday. They just announced it on Wednesday.
Well, because they didn't have the obligation to.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have their own little build-up press conference later down the line.
Well, they just had it. What was that? Yesterday, Wednesday? Did you guys see that press conference? The Cormier Jones too?
Nah, I'm too busy working.
Right back in action. They're right back in action. Right back where they started from, and I think Jones is getting the best of it right now.
Oh, you know what? I did see a meme about it though. I did see a meme about it. And I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I get in trouble all day because I just look at, like, on my Facebook and my YouTube or whatever. I'll just look at memes on Instagram. It's getting me in trouble on my phone all day looking at memes.
No, he doesn't, Henry.
Memes is like the new news. It's
I'm not talking about at work. I'm talking about at home. I'm supposed to be doing stuff at home, and I'm just looking at memes. My girlfriend getting mad, baby screaming. I'm like laughing at John Jones or Conor McGregor.
So have you? What are your thoughts on that rematch on John Jones Cormier? Do you think it's going to go any different, or is this it for Cormier? It's time to ride off into the sunset. Or do you think Cormier is going to take him?
This is gonna be Jones. I think nobody's gonna be Jones.
I mean, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, Cormier is a dope fighter. He's probably number 2 in that weight class, hands down, but Jones is just Jones, man.
Distant number 2, you think?
Yeah. Nice. He's there. I mean, he's there, but I don't.
He had an off night, but I think you'd be better than Jones.
They both on their best nights. Jones is gonna win every time. Like if Jones has the worst night of his life, and Cormier has the best night of his life, yeah, he'll win. But I don't think that's gonna go down.
So you know, I'd say I'm in the same boat. I'm making the same bet. I think Cormier can kiss that belt of his goodbye. I think there's questions psychologically in there in the back of his mind too. You know, yeah, you're the champion, but you know you're not the real champion. You didn't beat the champion to get that belt, and you can say he beat himself all you want. But everybody knows there's no footage of you beating him. There's footage of him beating you, and you guys are getting ready to fight. And he's about to take his belt back and, you know, put you back in that number 2. Do you think Cormier sticks it out as, you know, the gatekeeper, number 2 guy? Is there a Jones Cormier 3 after that you could see ever happening? Or do you think he retires? I mean, what do you do if you're Cormier and you're like, I fought for the title, I lost. Then I was the champion, and we fought, and he took the title away from me.
No, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going and fight for the payday. But Jones is so scary. Imagine you're gonna fight Jones. No. Imagine, and you're just gonna get elbowed to death. You know those elbows are coming. That's like the scariest thing I think for a fighter is those elbows. Imagine just getting cut in the face. He's kneeing you.
It's just the whole
breaking his toe off in your grill.
Forward roll into Berimbolo, leg lock, easy. Look at that.
I still don't know. I still don't know how to do a Berimbolo. I have people asking me all the time, like, no, I don't know how to do that. I'm not saying it doesn't work. People say it don't work. I think it works. I just don't know how to do it still. I watch it and I'm like, I don't understand.
Every time somebody's tried that on me, I've caught him an ankle lock. I mean a toe hold. So.
Well, there's a thing.
Some it doesn't.
If you're doing leg locks, if you're in that game, I mean, generally speaking, he with the best leg locks wins. If you engage somebody who's better in the leg lock than you are, even if you initiated it, you're gonna get dealt with.
Yeah.
In that way, that's the interesting thing. I'm stoked on how much leg locks I'm starting to see. You know. Coming up into the game though, because it used to just be this thing I'd be ridiculed for. Oh, these pancration guys with their leg locks and stuff, and you know, Matt Hume, developed a great system for that we practice.
We used to think back in the day, if you got a leg lock, like the average jiu-jitsu guys, you know, when you got taught, they taught me when you got leg lock, a straight foot lock, it wasn't a move that would break anything. It was just a pain move. So as long as you can withstand the pain, you'll be okay. So I would just be there like, okay, it's got a straight ankle lock. It really hurts, but I ain't gonna tap until my ligaments are gone, and then my ankle starts looking a little deformed, and maybe the guy gets it on the top of the toes, cracks the top of your foot, and then eventually you learn, like, only a couple of years down the line, it kind of changed a little bit, and people are like, oh yeah, you know what, the straight foot lock thing could really bust your foot open.
It can. I mean, you have to apply the force the right way. I mean, it's the same thing as like what I'm doing when I'm healing. People are coming in with little ankle subluxations, and I'm putting it back in the right place. Now, it's not that they can't run. It's just that it's causing them pain to run. So I can see where, you know, if you were to pop somebody's ankle right off, bust all the ligaments of it, they're going to have a little bit of trouble in MMA when, you know, Herb Dean or whoever it is stands you back up, and now you're expected to move around, and you might be a little bit more, you know, hittable or something like that. So, but the more devastating moves leg lock wise, I mean, obviously, is, you know, the knee bar and heel hooks. The heel, I just love heel hooks, but you know, so many people get injured from them. Yeah, you can see why in amateurs.
But
are you allowed to in amateur? You're not allowed.
But the question remains. Do you stay on, if you're on top, do you stay on top and try to pound it out, or do you risk going to your back, lose the position, and go for the heel hook? or the ankle lock?
I'd say it depends on the scorecards. If I'm up, if I'm winning that fight, I'm not surrendering position if I'm winning that fight. And if I were losing and it's my only hope,
Then yeah,
Yeah.
dropping for it.
See, I'm like, man, I gotta finish this fight quick, cause I wanna get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Every time.
but if it doesn't pay off for you, if it's like, oh, they slipped out of the position and now you're getting, now
You either gotta do it real early when you're still dry,
Yeah.
or real late. I have nothing else left. It goes down like
You
that.
can still fall to your back somewhat if you know you're gonna lose it and then end up on top. If you kind of get up, if you start getting up first. But even then, it's still rough. It's still rough.
So position over submission, or submission over position.
But I always tell people when you're doing leg lock, it's that leg lock position that means everything. If you can just hold that position and keep the guy at bay, you'll be okay.
Yeah, I think if guys practice that more, do a little game that we
Forget
used to
about the
play, like
shit.
leg wrestling.
Yeah.
It's like it's like an arm wrestling game, but you go 50-50 and you learn to control the posture and the body position, and it's a really good way of technically training leg locks without everybody in your whole class getting
Hurt.
knee sprains
'Cause
and needing chiropractic care.
Well, because you get hurt from people trying to well, if people spin the wrong way, you can still get hurt. But people generally, it's because of the finishing, people roll the wrong way. But if you just train just the position, go super light on the ankle, don't even try to finish the guy, but just try to keep the guy's leg controlled. That'd be the best way to train it. Now you're not getting hurt.
So we're getting the wrap-up signal from the producer, but let's talk a little bit about what's coming up. Is anything coming up?
Got May 15th. We got a couple of guys fighting out at the Yost Theater in Orange County, MMA. Danny Gonzalez, he's new to the gym, but he's been training for a while, and Christopher Rivera. So those two will be on the card. Then we got Anthony and a couple other guys fighting on May 27th, some Muay Thai out of Defiant. So yeah, we'll keep you updated as they come close.
So, Brandon, how's it been going? Who you been training with? What are you getting ready for? I think your boy James has something coming up. When do you have something coming up?
James is fighting, I think, damn, when's he fighting? July 30th.
Is it?
30th?
30th or something?
Sorry, James, I don't even know, but I'm going to be leaving in Chicago. I don't even know. Well, we're training for it.
You're going somewhere and there's going to be a fight.
There'll be a
James
fight.
is fighting.
James is fighting
Charles-
some cowboy guy.
Charles Oliveira.
Is that cowboy?
Yeah, the cowboy.
Yeah.
Remember, he claimed to be the real cowboy, and then he fought cowboy, and cowboy out-cowboyed him, I guess.
Yeah.
He fought Cowboy
Cheers.
Cerrone.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he can claim to be the cowboy anymore because he got out-cowboyed by the cowboy.
Yeah. So we're training every day, trying to keep it going. Yeah, trying to do some major spinning taekwondo crazy stuff to get that 50G bonus.
Sweet. All right. Well, I hope he does that, and I hope you're there cheering him on in the corner. If anybody gets injured, let me know. And I'll be here at Britain Chiropractic doing my thing. If anybody wants to train, they can come and see us at UFC Gym Rosemead any day of the week, pretty much,
Yeah,
right?
one of us is there at least.
Yeah.
Or not two of us. Or all three of us.
All three
Mondays
of
and
us.
Wednesdays, yeah.
All right, that's it for Brandon Bender, Laurent Wilson, and me, Dr. Anthony Britton. This is the Art of War podcast. Check you out next time.
I fight the enemy